Hello everyone and welcome to your mat. We're going to move through a very simple practice today, so this is going to be a great practice for those of you who are just getting started with your yoga or who just want something really simple and to follow the breath with it. So go ahead and grab a block or a book or anything that you can use as a prop. You'll also need a strap, and we'll start in a seated position. So a couple different options here. You can take this position sitting on the heels. You can use your block to help you out if your knees don't want to bend that much by sitting on your block in any way that's most comfortable. Or you can take a cross-legged position like so. If you find that the knees are kind of up here and the back is really rounded, you can take a block or a cushion and go ahead and sit up on it. Like so. So the first thing we always do in our yoga practice when we step onto our mat is to connect to the breath. So what's important here is that we pause. So go ahead and find your comfortable seat and then pause. Find the breath in and out through the nose. And just notice how you're feeling in this moment. Notice where the mind is. Notice what the thoughts are doing. Notice how the body's feeling. Bring your attention to your midline and the length of the spine. Breathe into it. Feeling the belly expand as you inhale. Passively relaxes as you exhale. Begin to notice an ease and a smoothness of the breath. And taking the next moment or two right here just to become aware without any judgment, without any stories in our head. But remain a neutral witness, an observer. On an inhale, let's bring the arms up overhead. And then exhale, twist over to your right side, bringing the left hand on the outside of the right. Inhale up through center. Exhale over to the left. Right hand comes on the outside of the left knee. Head turns with it. Inhale, one more time to each side. Exhale, twisting to the right. Inhale up through center, focusing on the length of the spine. Exhale over to the left. Inhale up through center. And exhale, bring the arms wide, squeeze the shoulder blades, and feel the chest open. Inhale the arms up, just like that again. Exhale, feel the collarbones spread wide, feel the heart opening, nice and slow. One more time like that. Inhale. And exhale, nice and slow, shoulder blades come together. Collarbones are opening and the heart is spreading. Take a couple breaths here. Place the hands on the thighs and just notice. Right, so next, come off of your seat and we'll come into a quadruped position, which just means on all fours, hands and knees. So you want your wrists to be right underneath of your shoulders, and then you want your knees to be right underneath of your hips. And then just take a moment right here and breathe into this position. So Palms are going to be spread really wide and they're nice and active. Have your back toes tucked underneath of you, but then your knees are on the ground. Pushing into the ground with your palms, so nice active in the arms here. And then breathe into the body. Breathe into the length and the wideness of the collarbones. Feel a feel a groundedness here. And begin to draw the belly in as you exhale and feel the core engage. On an exhale, we're going to start to take a cat. So round the spine, tuck the tail, tuck the chin, feel the back body here. Inhale, drop the belly into cow, lift the tailbone, lift the chest, spiral, open the shoulders. Exhale to cow, exhale to cat. Inhale to cow, drop the belly, open the heart. Exhale, cat. And inhale into your cow. Let the breath take you into the end range. And then come into neutral here. And then start to circle the hips. So bring them to the left and then bring them back and then bring them to the right. And just see how the outside of the hips are feeling here. Moving with your breath. Breath is coming in and out through the nose. And then when you're ready, switch directions as it feels good too. Keeping the belly gently engaged to help kind of guide the rotations. Keeping the hips passive and relaxed and just feeling onto the sides of the stretches. Good. So come into neutral and then keep the back toes tucked underneath and rock the weight back into the big toes and feel that stretch in the heels, the Achilles tendon, and maybe the bottom of the feet. And breathe into it. So only putting as much weight back as you feel comfortable. And then back onto all fours. We'll take a couple more cat-cows. So as you exhale, round the spine. Inhale, drop the belly, open the sit bones, open the heart here. And then exhale into cat. Feel the back body. Inhale, open the front body. And then rock back into a child's pose. Go ahead and untuck the toes. Bring the hips all the way back to the heels. If the knees won't bend this much, keep the hips right over the knees and just extend the arms out forward, coming into extended puppy dog pose. So taking breaths right here in and out through the nose, breathing into the belly. Take one more breath here into child's pose. Soften into what you feel. And then slowly round on up to all fours. And then we'll turn to the long end of your mat. Let's extend the right leg out so you're standing on the left side. Then we're going to inhale the arms up. So begin to press the hips a little bit forward here a little bit so the body's in line so you're not dumping back here. Lengthen through the spine and breathe into the length. So bring your attention here to your spine and your midline and imagine your breath running up and down. On your next exhale, we're going to drop the right arm to the right leg and extend the left arm straight up so you begin to feel a stretch through the side waist, and then breathe into that. So just bring your attention to what it is that you feel and soften there. Inhale the arms back up. And then we're going to place the hands to the ground. We're going to shift the weight onto the hands and then shift the weight all the way back to the heel. Shift the weight onto the hands and then all the way back into the heel. So this is just a good way to get a little bit of hip mobility and a sinking back. Good. Let's go a couple more times here. Softening into that end range. And then come back up onto your knee. Turn that right leg out so the toes are now pointing towards the short end of the mat. Hip is going to be open. Make sure that knee is aligned over your second toe. And we're just going to lean into it, allowing your right leg, right foot to accept your body weight. And then push out of it. Lean into it. So you're going to feel a stretch right through the inner thigh here. And then push out of it. Lean into it. And then push out of it one more time with your breath. And then push on out of it. Good. Bring that knee down. Let's bring the left foot out. And then start to engage your hips a little bit. So push your hips forward. And then we'll inhale the arms up. So bring your attention back to your midline, your spine. And just breathe tall. Become aware of the length of your spine as you inhale. And then sink into that space as you exhale. We'll slowly bring the left arm down to meet the left leg. Extend up through the right, just so you're reaching up. And then breathe into the side waist. Think about the right lung. Think about the right rib cage as you gently and easily breathe. Slowly come back up to center. Take a breath. And then exhale, place your hands onto the ground. And then start to rock back and forth. Always noticing if one side feels a little bit different than the other. Let's go a couple more times here. And then we'll meet in center. Turn the left leg out. Make sure that knee is aligned right over the second toe. So this does not happen. That is not a happy position for the knee. So make sure you're in alignment. And then start to bend into that left side. Pushing up and out. And then bend into it. So you should feel opening and stretch in your inner thigh. Coming on out. About 3 more times. Remember to breathe in and out through the nose, nice and easy and gentle. And one more time. And then bringing both legs down. Let's turn towards the long end or the short end of the mat. We'll bring the arms all the way up. Begin to push your hips forward here. So squeeze the back side of your legs. Squeeze your glutes. So it feels like your hips are gently opening like that. Inhale, bring the arms up overhead and lengthen through the spine. Stay right here. And then as you exhale, bring the hands down to the ground. Tuck the back toes and push all the body weight back into the toes again. Rock back and forth a little bit. And then begin to come up towards a forward fold, coming towards the top of your mat. And bend the knees as much as you need to here to relax the head, relax the back of the neck, bringing the hands to the earth, wiggling into the hips, shaking it out. If you need a block, you can't quite reach the ground, use a block in front of you right here, and that'll give you a little bit more space. So if at any point during a practice, during a pose, you can't quite reach the ground, the theory is you bring the ground to you. So just giving yourself a little bit of height creates a lot more space. So continue to breathe in and out through the nose into the belly and wiggle those hips around. Release the head and the neck. And then we'll begin to straighten the legs, slide the hands up to the shins, and bring the upper body parallel to the ground, extending the sternum, the breastbone, forward, and feeling the hips go back behind you. Belly draws in, and the collarbones are open. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold, relax the head, and wiggle it out. Slowly round all the way up, rolling up through your spine. And then we'll inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands through heart center, and we're gonna come into mountain pose. So mountain pose, our feet are firmly rooted on the ground, our arms are facing forward, and our chest and our heart is open. Feel your hips gently press forward, feel your thighs gently externally rotate. Squeezing the glutes a little bit. And then lift your sternum, your chest, upwards. And feel the length of your spine here. We'll bring the arms up overhead, take an inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to tip at the hips. Send the hips back behind you as the chest comes forward. Bend into those knees as much as you need to. Forward fold. Next inhale, we're going to slide the hands up the shins. Bring the upper body parallel to the ground. Feel the length of your spine. Exhale here, bend the knees as much as you need. Take an exhale. And then push through the earth, round up through the spine, come to a nice tall standing position. And then as you exhale, we'll bring the hands through heart center. And let's do that again. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, tipping at the waist, bending through the knees, forward fold. Inhale, slide the hands up the shins, chest comes forward. Exhale, forward fold. Press down through the earth, rise to stand, grow tall, feel your breath. Exhale, hands through heart center, and pause. Keep your hands at heart center. Feel your feet rooted into the earth. Pause to notice your breath. Pause to notice your heartbeat. Pause to notice the body. All right, we're going to add on to that a little bit. So let's inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. So bend those knees a little bit if you need to. Inhale, the belly's going to draw in. The chest is going to come parallel to the ground. Shoulders are drawing back and open. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to stand. And then we're going to drop into a squat. So either keep your hands up like this or bring them in front of your chest. We're going to sit the hips back. Belly draws in. You should be able to wiggle your toes, but you should still have the weight equally distributed through your whole feet. And then just pause right here. Breathe. Inhale, the arms are going to come up overhead. Straighten through the legs, grow tall. Exhale, forward folding. So grab your block if you can't quite reach the ground. Inhale, extend the chest forward. Exhale, down to the ground, forward fold. Grab your block. So you can have one block here or one block on either side of you. I only have one block, so I'm going to put this in front of me. So after you forward fold here, transfer the weight over to your left side. Step the right foot way far back, and then drop the back knee to the ground. Pull the core in tight, and then inhale the arms up overhead. Let's stay right here for breath. Pause, and get tall. Exhale, come back down to your blocks. Straighten through the front leg. And here's another place where if you can't quite reach the ground, the blocks are a great place to bring the ground to you. So lengthen through this front leg. Extend the chest forward. Spine should be nice and long here. If you're up here and you're still feeling a stretch, rock it right here and just breathe. Bend into that front knee. Bring your block with you and step the back foot into the front foot. Take an exhale into your fold. Inhale, half extension. Bring the chest parallel to the ground, lengthen through the spine. Exhale to fold, meeting your blocks, and then taking the left foot all the way back. Dropping the left knee to the ground. Embrace the core here. Push down through the front foot. Inhale the arms up overhead and lengthen here. We'll remain here for 3 breaths. So find your midline, find your spine, and be aware of the length. Next, exhale, float the hands to the ground. Grab your block. Shift the weight back. Flex the front foot. Straighten through the legs. You should feel a nice stretch down the back of the hamstring here. And then blocks can be at any height, or you can just kind of set the hips back. So wherever it is that your body's at today, stay there with it and breathe. Next breath, bring your blocks with you, bend into that front knee, and then stepping the back foot into the front foot, forward fold. Half extension, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, push to the ground, rise to stand. And then let's drop back into our squat. Sit those hips back, feel both feet firmly rooted onto the ground. Arms can be wherever you'd like them to be. Inhale up to stand. Exhale, hands through heart center. And find your center, find your breath. Feel your heartbeat and remain aware of your body, relaxing tension. And let's do that one more time, maybe a little bit faster this time. So we'll inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale to fold. Hips go back, belly draws in. Inhale, hands slide up the shins. Chest comes forward, shoulders are open. Exhale down, bend through those knees. Rise to stand on an inhale, bring the arms up overhead. And then exhale into your squat. Hips go back, feel the glutes engage. Push down through the earth, inhale to stand. Exhale to fold. Soften those knees if you need to. Relax the head and the neck when you get there. Weight's gonna shift over to the left side. The right leg's gonna step all the way back. Back knee's gonna drop, and then push through the left leg. Inhale, rise up through the arms, and then feel into the length of your spine here. Exhale, float the hands down to the ground. Grab your block, shift the weight back, straighten the front leg, half split. Breathe in and out through the nose, relaxing tension. Next, inhale, bring your weight forward, coming back into that lunge. Step the back foot in, take an exhale into the fold. Inhaling up halfway. Exhale down. Stepping the left foot all the way back. Left knee drops to the ground. And then push through the front foot. Inhale, the arms rise. Lengthen through the spine. Breathe in and out through the nose. Exhale, hands meet the ground. Bring the block with you if you need it. Shift the weight back, flex the toes, and stretch on the back of the hamstrings. Breathe into it here, relaxing tension, adjusting the height of your support if you need to. Slowly come back forward into your lunge. Back leg's gonna come to fold. Exhale here. Inhale up halfway, lengthen the chest forward. Belly draws in. Exhale down. Push down to the earth, rise to stand. Exhale, hands through heart center. And mountain pose. Pause for breath. Pause to notice. Pause to soften. Alrighty guys, we're gonna come into some standing strength poses next. So we're gonna hit Warrior 1 and Warrior 2. So we'll bring the hands into heart center, find mountain pose. Begin to engage the belly so you feel lifted. Feel the feet on the ground. Then we'll inhale the arms up. Careful not to jut the lower ribs out, but lower ribs stay relaxed down, shoulders are relaxed, and then it's just the heart that's gently lifting. Feel the length in your spine. And then we'll step the right foot back. Back foot's gonna turn out at a 45-degree angle. Left knee is gonna be right over top of the ankle, and then you want your knee to be in line with your second toe. So you never want the knee to dip inward like this. That's not a happy position for the knees. And that comes from control at the hips. So engage the hip muscles to keep the knee in line. Straighten through the back leg, push the heel into the earth, and then we'll inhale, the arms rise. We're gonna stay here for several breaths. So keep extending the heel of the back leg into the earth, straighten through the back leg, and sink onto that front leg. Lower belly muscles engage up and in. And there's a phrase in Sanskrit, Sthira Sukham Asana. It means steadiness, ease, and presence of mind. Continue to breathe. Feel the steadiness, feel the ease, and remain present. We'll take another breath here. And then straighten through the front leg, turn the hips out. So the hips are now going to turn towards the long end of your mat. The front leg is going to be rotated out, external rotation from the hips. Back leg, the outside of the back foot is going to be parallel to the short end of the mat, and then your front knee is going to be bent right over that ankle again. Inner thigh stays open. Back leg is straight, heels rooting down towards the earth. Make sure that knee doesn't dip in like this. Keep it right over the second toe. Use your hip to control that movement. Extend the arms out long, and then your drishti, or your concentration point, laser focus out over your middle finger. Good. Keep your knee right over top of your ankle and straighten into your back leg. Feel your hips rotating open and breathe. Sthira Sukham Asana. Steadiness, ease, and presence of mind. Soften into your breath and remain aware of your strength. Inhale the arms up overhead, turn both toes forward, and then just lengthen here. Take a couple big, long breaths. And then exhale. We'll bring the hands back into center, stepping to the front of your mat. Mountain pose. Pause, soften. We'll do it on the other side. Let's inhale the arms up, extended mountain pose. Lengthen through your spine, begin to draw your lower belly muscles up and in. And then as you exhale, we'll step left foot back. Bring your right knee right over your right ankle, right in line with your second toe. Back foot is turned out at about a 45-degree angle, and then you're rooting down through that back heel. Left leg is really straight and strong, coming all the way up to the hip. And then you're going to inhale the arms up. Feel those lower belly muscles drawing up and in, and feel the strength and feel the steadiness through the legs. Ease of the breath, ease of the upper body, and remain present of everything that it is that you're feeling. Soften into your mind, soften into your breath. Push that front leg straight, turn the hips out, and then sink into that front leg again. Knee is aligned with your ankle and your second toe. Back foot parallel to the back edge of the mat. Your hips are externally rotating, squeezing through the hips, and then your left leg is really strong and straight, rooting the heel into the ground. Arms come out to your side, laser focus over your drishti point, your middle finger. Keep rooting down through your back heel. Keep bending into your front knee. Sthira Sukham Asana. Soften your mind, soften your breath. Straight through the front leg, turn both toes forward, lengthen the arms up overhead, and breathe into the spine. Slowly bring the arms back down, turn to the front end of your mat, find mountain pose, and breathe. Let's go into a simple balance posture next, Vrikshasana tree pose. So we'll start on the left leg. You really want to be aware of the hips here. The hips are going to give you a lot of stability. And then the right leg is going to come into the foot. If your balance is not so great, keep the big toe on the ground for right now and then just work your way up. If you feel comfortable bringing your foot off the ground, connect it to the lower calf and then just start to squeeze the hips right here. Feel the connection into the midline. And then if you want to bring the leg all the way up, you can connect it to the upper thigh, just avoid putting it right on the knee joint. So feel this inward connection, thigh to sole of the foot, sole to the thigh. And then breathe right here. Lower belly muscles come up and in, zipping up through the midline. Sthira Sukham Asana. I invite you to grow your arms if that feels good, or keep them right in the center. Breathe here. Find your strength at the hips. Find your midline. And allow yourself to respond to those little adjustments in your balance. And And then slowly bring the arms back down, float on out of that, and then shake your left foot out and we'll come onto the right. Always remembering not to take balance too seriously. It's only yoga. All right, so coming onto your right foot, feeling how your balance is on this side, so maybe keeping the toe to the ground, starting to engage the hips, and then floating the foot up onto the leg if that's good for you today, finding your strength and stability right here. And then if you want to, bring that leg all the way up to your thigh. Hips are engaging into the midline. And breathe, find your steadiness, find your ease, find your presence of mind. You can grow your arms if you'd like, keeping your awareness at the midline. Noticing any small adjustments, allowing the breath to soften and relax. Relax the mind. And slowly float on out. Let's bring the arms up overhead just for a nice tall stretch. And then we'll exhale, forward fold. Bring your hands all the way down to the ground and bend into the knees. We're coming all the way onto the belly. So slither on down. Bring the hands underneath of the forehead. And then in this prone position here, so prone just means on your belly, we're going to take some breaths here. And what I want you guys to notice and to be aware of is the breath expanding into the lower back space. So you're going to feel a lot of expansion into the ground through the belly, but feel that expansion go all the way into the back space. So hands on the ground, forehead comes to the hands, and then rest your forehead and begin to breathe. Relax your glutes here, relax your lower body, and feel the expansion of breath into your low back. All right, so we're going to come into a cobra next. So before we get into cobra, zip your legs up. So bring your legs all the way close together and feel your toes touching. Begin to engage the lower belly muscles. So right here kind of comes in towards the mat, and it's going to feel like your lower back is lengthening down towards your heel. So take a moment and just feel that position. And then bring your hands right underneath of your shoulders. Forehead is off the ground, but the neck is relaxed. So it's just in neutral. And then start to squeeze your shoulder blades together and open the collarbones. And then slowly relax the head down back to the hands. I'm going to do that again. We're going to bring the hands right underneath of the shoulders. Begin to zip up through the legs, and then put a little push into the hands this time. Still feel the shoulder blades squeeze behind you, and allow the heart to come forward softly. Tops of the shoulders stay relaxed. And just breathing into the spinal extension. Feel your elbows hug in, and exhale, come all the way down. Relax your glutes, relax your hips, and take some breaths into the lower back space again. Bring your hands underneath of your shoulders, push yourself up, coming into a child's pose. So this time for child's pose, take your knees really wide, and then sink your arms down here. This is another good place for a block. So taking the knees nice and wide and just kind of sitting on something. It can be a block or a cushion, and then that will keep your hips lifted enough so the knees stay comfortable, but it will still allow you to extend out and breathe into the lower back. Slowly come on out of child's pose and turn on over to your back. So we're going to cool it down now. We're going to take some really long held stretches. So grab your strap or your towel and come all the way down onto your back. And then we're going to start, so just have your strap handy.
We're going to start left leg bent, and then you're going to draw your right knee into your chest, and then allow the natural weight of your hand to just sink the knee down into your belly. So you don't want to pull too hard here, but just soften into the front side of the hip. And then see how it feels to straighten the other leg out long. Shoulders are relaxed, and we're just breathing. Having patience in the breath, patience for the time, patience for the process. So allow yourself this time. Relax the mind. Soften into the hip. And then begin to circle the hip. So take it, guide it with the hand in circles, rotating through the hip socket, taking it in both directions. Breathing in and out through the nose. And then reaching for your strap. Bringing your strap or your foot into the strap. Straightening your leg. And then see what feels better, either the other leg bent or the other leg straight, your choice. And then finding a gentle stretch that you can relax into, but you can still feel. So allow your breath to go into the back side of the leg. Shoulders stay relaxed. Not resisting anything, not trying to fight anything. Breathe right here. And then you can see how it feels to take the leg out to, over to the side, crossing the body. Coming up through center, taking the leg out to the other side, opening the leg, breathing. Coming back into center and then pausing here. Or pausing wherever you feel like you need it more. Take about 5 more breaths. And then slowly switch sides. So bring your strap to the side, grab your left leg, knee comes into the chest, and then right leg can stay bent, or you can see how it feels to straighten it out. And then again, no forcing here, no real pulling. Be really gentle and allow the weight to sink down. And remain aware of the breath as it expands the belly and then softens the body. And then when you're ready, bring that hip into circles. Thinking about what the hip looks like as it rotates in its socket. Kind of feeling into all the corners of the hip here. How is it moving today? And then when you're ready, taking your strap, foot comes into the strap, extending it out long, and then finding just that appropriate leverage where you can relax the shoulders, but you're still feeling that good stretch. So you're more relying on gravity to just let the arms hang and pull the strap. Breathe into the nose. Right leg is either bent or straight, whatever feels better. And then see how it feels to bring the leg across the body. Feeling the stretch coming to the outer part of the leg, breathing. Slowly coming through center, bringing the leg outside, inner thigh stretch. bringing the leg back up through center and then pausing wherever you feel like you needed it the most. Find your breath. Find your steadiness, find your ease, find your presence of mind. And then slowly relax the leg out of the strap. And we'll bring the legs nice and wide. So bring them outside of the mat. And then we're going to drop both knees over to the left side of the body. So you want your right knee to be right underneath of your right hip or a little bit behind. So take your right foot and kind of heel toe it behind you. And you should feel a nice stretch down the outer right thigh. And then you can take your hand on the inner left knee and allow that left hip to open a little bit more. Breathe, find your breath in and out through the nose. And allow yourself this time. Coming up through center, transitioning to the other side. So now that left foot's going to heel toe behind us a little bit. Knee comes down towards the earth. Stretch on the outside of the left thigh. And you can take your right hand, little over pressure on the right knee to help open the right hip. Find the breath. Relax the mind. Soften here. Slowly come through center, bring both legs back in. Take your right leg, right ankle over right or left knee, like so. If this is plenty of a stretch for you, just take your hand and push the knee away from you and breathe into that. Or you can draw both legs into your hands. You can grab the front side of the knee, or you can grab the back side of the thigh. Shoulders relax and breathe right here. Another modification for this one is if you're against a wall, you can put the leg that's up, sole the foot against the wall, and then you can adjust your distance from the wall, giving yourself that good stretch right here. We're going to take the sole of the left foot all the way to the ground, and then take your right knee, cross it over to your left side, twisting to the left. And then here, where's my block? You can take your block, put it over or under that right knee, and let it relax there. You can have it on any height. Breathe right here. Allow the chest to open. Coming back into center. Switching legs. Left ankle over right knee. Pausing right here, pushing the knee away from you, if that's appropriate. You can scoot your bum up against, or you can scoot yourself up against a wall, put the sole of the foot onto the wall, and then scoot your bum either closer or further away from the wall, and then extend out here. Or you can grab both knees, or you can grab your right knee and draw it into your chest, grabbing the back of the thigh or the front of the knee. So we'll take one more breath here, and then we'll float the right leg down to the ground, or right sole of the foot to the ground, and then start to twist over to your right side. Left knee can meet a block or some sort of support, and then feel the upper part of the chest twisting open. So you want the shoulders to be pretty flat on the ground, and we're twisting from the spine. So breathe into your midline here and relax your spine. You can have your right hand over your left knee for a little overpressure if that feels good. And then on your next breath, slowly come on out of it. Hug both knees into your chest. Give yourself a little rock, a little roll. Take your knees in these wide circles if that feels good. You can come into happy baby if you want to, so grabbing the outsides of the feet, spreading the legs wide, and letting the knees fall behind you. Then from happy baby, you can kind of play around. You can roll back and forth, side to side. Anything that a happy baby would do. So play around here. And then when you're ready, slowly bring your feet all the way down to your mat. Stretch out long. Bring your arms out to the side. Relax your body. Coming into a comfortable position for a final Shavasana, final relaxation. Begin to breathe in and out through your nose and feel your body weight on the ground. Know that there's no more work to be done. No more effort to put forth. No more action to take. We're remaining present, accepting the weight, accepting the support, and letting go. Remaining aware of how the body feels, remaining aware of the mind, remaining aware of the breath. And every time the breath begins to wander, begins to grasp onto a thought, recognize it, become aware of it, and then come back to the presence, the neutral presence of your breath. Continue to soften your mind. Continue to notice the softness of your breath. Notice what happens over time as your body remains still. Notice what happens over time as you can soften into that stillness. Allow yourself this time to be here. And I invite you to stay in Shavasana for as long as it feels good to. Absorbing the benefits of your practice. Relaxing the mind, calming the nervous system. Giving yourself permission to be. Permission to be exactly how you are. Permission to be exactly this. You have everything you need. Whenever it is that you're ready, slowly come back up to a seated position. Moving really slowly with ease and gentleness to the body. Taking any small movements or transitions to get you back into your seat. Take your time here. And then you can come back up to that first seat that we took earlier, or a different one if you want. And we'll come to a nice neutral position, roll the shoulders back, feel the length of your spine. And begin to notice your breath one more time. Sthira Sukham Asana. Steadiness, ease, presence of mind. Remaining in the presence of your breath. Softening the mind. Now bring your hands
hands into heart center, bow the chin to your chest. Take a moment to connect to your heart space. Setting an intention for the rest of your day or for your week. An intention is something that you'd wish to see more of within your life. Something that you'd want to see manifest. Let's bring the arms out wide on an inhale, big breath, energy expands. Exhale, bringing it is whatever you want into your heart. Exhale here. And may you be well, may you be safe, and may you live in joy and peace. Namaste.